The sentiment in crypto is changing rapidly, as we are right now already seeing new levels of greed in the sentiment. Guys, in today's video, I'm going to show you some mind-blowing charts in crypto, including this one, and this one, and I'm going to tell you exactly what this means, where Bitcoin is in terms of the cycle, and what we can expect with the Bitcoin price action over the coming days and weeks ahead. So guys, let's jump straight into it. I want to start off with this specific Bitcoin chart, and we haven't had a look at this specific chart, but this is the 60-day cycle. And for the ones that are new to this channel, we are very often looking at time also, and not only at the price. And if you look at time, for example, in Bitcoin, you can have these 60-day cycles. So for example, from this low to this low is 60 days, to the next low is roughly 60 days. This one was a little bit shorter, but here from this low to this low was 60 days, till this low was 60 days. So the next 60-day cycle low will be in roughly around the 16th of December. And if you want to track these cycles, you can track it very beautiful on willportal.com at the Bitcoin cycle. So right now we can see that we are on day 5. So guys, it's going to be interesting to see whether Bitcoin is going to top in the first half of that 60-day cycle, or whether we are going to top in the second half of that 60-day cycle. Generally speaking, the top in the first half of the Bitcoin cycle, 60-day cycle, is a little bit more bearish. If we have a top late in that cycle, it is generally considered more bullish. But the levels that Bitcoin is trading right now is also very important, because as you can see, we are touching some resistance right here. Let me get rid of that EMA ribbon so you can see it a little bit more clear. We have some clear resistance right now in the Bitcoin price, right? That is exactly right here, starting at 29,600, going up to 29,000. Maybe even 30,000 US dollars right here. This has been former support, right now acting as resistance. The crazy thing, or the interesting thing basically, is that on the stablecoin dominance, we're doing exactly the opposite. So this is the chart that we are watching, and that has helped us already to predict the price of Bitcoin very profitably, because this has an inverse correlation with Bitcoin. When the stablecoins dominance goes up, Bitcoin's price goes down, and vice versa. And as you can see, this chart right now is being squeezed into this triangle formation, and it needs to most likely choose a side before the end of December. So that also aligns a little bit with that 60-day cycle low. I do think we are going to see an earlier breakout. So we have this uptrending support right here, and we have this bigger channel, this bigger rising channel right here, where we can see the support also right now slightly coming down, right? But I don't want to view this as a decisive breakout yet, because I want to see a clear market structure, as this is a macro chart. This is not a 1-minute chart or a 1-hour chart where you can, see a small break and then directly change your bias. No, you have to be a little bit careful with these macro charts. So, but this one is looking very interesting, guys, and I'm expecting this one to give us also the answer whether Bitcoin is going to break out to the upside or break out to the downside. If this one breaks up, 2023 will most likely be bearish, and we will see Bitcoin going to at least 20 to 23,000 US dollars, but it is even possible that Bitcoin is going back to the lows of 15,000. I don't think that necessarily that needs to happen, but if we do get that breakout to the upside, it all becomes a more realistic scenario. While if we were to break out to the downside right here, if this triangle would break out to the downside, then that would mean that Bitcoin would start the acceleration phase of the bull market. Things are going to pick up very, very fast. This most likely would come along with a Bitcoin ETF approval. I'm screaming that already for weeks right here. And this would also mean that most likely we are seeing that 16-year cycle where Bitcoin has an early acceleration in this bull market, but also an early top. Right, probably a lot of people will talk about super cycles, and that is all possible, but the likelihood based on historical price action and the trend that Bitcoin is following, that is not a likely outcome. It is more likely that Bitcoin, if we do have that 16-year cycle, will get an early top, and which is followed by a very long bear market, by a multi-year long bear market, because we already are in a 12-year uptrend in Bitcoin. We have seen the same thing with the dot-com bubble. Dot-com bubble also went into a 12-year uptrend. Then you had the last small bull market, and then it went into a very long cooling down period, because we have this secular bull market also needs to correct. So we have these smaller bull markets, which is these 4-year cycles, 3 years up, 1 year down, they need to correct. But the bigger bull markets also need to correct. So that is something to take in mind, because a lot of people, they will be trapped in this thinking, oh, this is just another bull market, and then 1 year bear market and another bull market. I don't think that is going to happen again, at least in a shorter term time frame over the span of the next 5-6 years. No, I think we have right now one last bull market, nice mania phase, a lot of liquidity coming, and once that is topping out, then we are going to see a multi-year long bear market. And very interesting, guys, what we are seeing right now, and this might be a little bit positive note for Bitcoin. I still have some positivity, guys. The S&P 500, and we have been talking about this already for days, and it looks like no one is mentioning this. It looks like everyone is focused on Bitcoin, even on CNBC. It feels so weird to me, to be honest, when I see CNBC talking so positive about Bitcoin, Blackrock talking positive about Bitcoin, JP Morgan talks positive about Bitcoin, Bloomberg talks, oh yeah, we 90% Bitcoin spot ETF is being approved. Why everyone is talking so bullish now? This is a clear orchestration of the public opinion. This is the same what happens all the time in the mainstream media. Guys, the mainstream media is being owned by this small group of people, and they are pushing these narratives. You just have to ask yourself, that is the most important question. You just have to ask yourself, why? Why are they pushing a certain narrative? Do they need exit liquidity? Do they want to shift the attention suddenly on crypto? Is BlackRock, like I said in my previous video, are they scared of losing a lot of their portfolio with the S&P 500 crash that is coming up, might be coming up, so that they can rebalance their portfolio with crypto? Right, with crypto as a flight to safety, as the CEO of BlackRock is saying. It's crazy, it's crazy. One thing I can tell you, guys, I don't trust any of them. I don't trust any of these news articles as well. For me, I'm a little bit more skeptical. I'm just thinking like, okay, where are they trying to screw me over? This is the way my mind works, because I've seen it so many times in the past years that all these narratives are being pushed, and other narrative is not considered, and Bitcoin always has been negative in the news, and now suddenly it becomes super positive, flight to safety, and all these actually quite heavy words, a flight to safety. Imagine, like the guy of BlackRock saying that a couple of years ago, and it's only then that guy saying it, and everyone starts to turn bullish. It's just weird. I don't know what to think of it. I don't know the conclusion of it. Also, I'm very curious about your opinion. Drop them in the comment below. But it's just weird, and sooner or later they want to screw us. So we gotta think a little bit, couple of steps in ahead. So what we see with the S&P 500, guys, is kind of crazy. Is this thing is actually like on the edge of a cliff. This is looking super bearish, testing these lows, because if we do like come down, we have maybe some support from this channel right here. But who says we're gonna hold that support? Like, if this thing drops down like March 2020, I don't think Bitcoin is going to hold up that strong. I definitely don't think so, and especially not when we right now already see that the sentiment is turning greedy. So I told you guys also, the moment the sentiment is greedy, most likely the price will go down. Then here the sentiment is fearful, and I also told you I'm gonna wait until this one is going back to greedy levels. So we need to wait. I was saying that here as well. Now it is at greedy levels. It is at the similar levels as we have seen right here. This could still go a little bit higher, But we are definitely getting closer, in my opinion, to a short-term top. And we can see very clearly that Bitcoin is at massive resistance right here, but that the stablecoin dominance is at even more important support. And the nice thing, guys, is that no one is looking at this chart. I've seen no one talking about this chart. No one is looking at this chart, and especially no one is looking at this crazy channel. Because this channel has helped me so far to really stay out of FOMO, because every time Bitcoin was pumping, I did catch some long positions with Bybit using leverage, but my spot portfolio, I didn't FOMO back into Bitcoin after I took profits of roughly 65% gains. So when this thing is breaking down, I can, with the ease of heart, I can say, okay, I'm going to put a lot of my stables back into crypto, because the risk is very low to invest when this is happening, because most likely we are going to see that acceleration in the bull market. And then most likely Blackrock, JP Morgan, they are preparing public opinion, they are preparing the hype. So that means that they are already invested in crypto, so that Bitcoin spot ETF don't matter, because they for sure have already crypto. Otherwise they are not going to push it. That's a fact, guys. Imagine the rulers of the world, they're going to push Bitcoin while not owning anything. No, that I don't believe in that. So it's either that the acceleration phase of the bull market is going to start soon, and that BlackRock, JP Morgan, they all have already positioned themselves with in times of the FTX crash and stuff like that, or that they just changing the attention right now to crypto, which might be a distraction for the regular financial markets, which is on the edge of collapse, and that this one is still going to follow the regular financial markets, where they are going to crash crypto and then are going to enter, and then I'm going to buy cheaper. But I would definitely say, if BlackRock is already promoting crypto, they are already owning something. I don't understand if they wouldn't. So yeah, guys, that's my analysis of today. Is right now Saturday. That means that Sunday most likely we open at the price where we closed on Friday with the CME futures. Often in the weekend it happens like that. It's almost all the time that we are opening that price. We do have some gaps below us as well, so that is also something to take in consideration. Right now, I'm definitely thinking, when we are looking at World Portal, we can see the Fear and Greed Index coming up to greedy levels. If we have a look at the Pro charts right here, and we bring out the funding rates, let's bring out the Premium Index. Yeah, let's do the Fear and Greed Index as well. Why not? We click on the 8-hour right here. We can make the funding rates. Sometimes it's easier to see if you make it a line. And then we can see right here that the funding rates already coming up, so that is already okay. When the funding rates are trending up, that's slightly a bearish sign, and when they are trending down, it's bullish. So you can see that already right here. When this is trending down, the price goes up, and vice versa, right? What we can see with the premium index is that we, let me change this to a bar. Let's see if this one is going up or down. Okay, so also slightly going up, but no clear direction yet. Let me get rid of the settings right here. So that is something interesting. And we can see that the Fear and Greed Index is right now at similar levels right here. And the last time we were at these levels was, roughly right here, when Bitcoin was also topping, out right here. That is another thing I want to mention. There were a lot of short liquidations right here. The moment we go up, a lot of shorts were liquidated, and what we often see is that before the price reverses, they liquidating the shorts. So these shorts that are being liquidated, it would really make sense to me that after we have that 60-day cycle top, that Bitcoin is going to turn around and going to still see lower levels, unless we can break out to the downside from the stablecoin dominance. So that would look in the chart something like this. Maybe we do something like a little bit sideways, maybe tap into some resistance and then like come down right here. Something like that, I would assume right now is the most probable situation. and then see where Bitcoin is going to be at the next 60-day cycle low. The December low is going to be important. Will that be at this low? Will that be a higher low? Or will that be a lower low? That is very important. Anyhow, I think the December time frame is a great moment to buy. Doesn't matter where Bitcoin is forming that low. So if it is a higher low, if it's a low at these levels, it's a good moment, because I think afterwards we can see probably some more acceleration in the bull market, because the further in time we are, the higher likelihood of Bitcoin going up. Guys, that was it for this Saturday update. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, smash up the like button. Very much appreciated. If you like this video, if you like the information that I'm giving to you, make sure to subscribe. Hit the bell icon so you get notified whenever I upload a new video. If you want to learn how to trade Bitcoin or how to create a passive income with trading Bitcoin, I've made a lot of tutorials on Bybit on how to set up these trading bots, how to create a passive income safely. So I've did some research into it, and I also have some live examples for myself. I made a tutorial list. You can find it down below in the description. And yeah, have a look at the videos. Drop a comment if you have some questions. Drop a thumbs up to support the channel. All very much appreciated. For the ones that want to join the private Telegram channel of us, Will Alerts, you can do so for free, but you do have to be an active trader, signed up through one of these exchanges in the description under our affiliates. Then you can apply to join Will Alerts. All the links are down below in the description. Guys, I want to wish you all a beautiful Saturday, and I hope to see every single one of you in the next video.